Hey besties, welcome back to West End Best Friend. And today we're chatting to another very, very special guest. A concert coming up on the 12th of May. It's Lucie Jones. Welcome to West End Best Friend. Lucie, how's it going?
Oh, great. Thanks for having me.
Now, of course, we're here to chat about your concert at Cadogan Hall on the 12th of May. How are you feeling about it?
Do you know what? I'm really excited. I gig a lot. I always have. It's always been a huge part of my career, but my life as well. I had a start in the industry that wasn't necessarily conventional, doing the X Factor and coming into the industry that way. There is not a Butlins or a Haven in this country that I haven't sung in. I've done all sorts of corporate work for really fancy rich people, and I've sung in the living room of, very unwell people who have last wishes and things like that. So I've performed in so many different environments that I feel comfortable doing it now. I really look forward to it. And this one in particular, I'm very much looking forward to because I've had time to get ready for it because I'm not currently in a musical. This one, I've had time to sort of curate my set list and come up with some ideas, which have taken a little bit more time. And my guests are like, they're going to blow people's freaking minds. I'm really, really excited for it.
Because your career is so long, you've been in so many shows, you've done so many different things. How do you sit down and go through that list? Or is that your process? Or how do you choose?
Yeah, I do. It's
sing?
hard. It's hard. It's a really difficult conversation to have because everyone does it differently. And if I speak to other performers about it, they'll do it in their own way. And last time I did a gig, I would have done it in a different way to how I'm doing this one. This time, I've got a long list on my phone. I've got a playlist of like 300 songs, which I'd like to touch base with at some point.
Okay.
And I sort of become obsessed with them. And then, it's 3 days long. Just settle in, boys. Some of them I get obsessed with, and then I fall in love with them and out of love with them, and it ebbs and flows. And some songs, like I will sing Vienna until the day I die. It's one of my favorite songs ever, and I've sung it a number of times, and I don't even have to think about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm putting that one in. Like, that's great. But then there are other songs in this set list that I've never touched before, but they've been in this playlist for years, and I listen to them and I've come across them in different ways, or I've just heard a new version of it and then gone to put it in my playlist and realised that there's another version of it in there, and that sort of resonates with me. So there's a reason why I've done that twice, and maybe I'll give that one a go and I'll sing it at the piano, or I'll get my guitar out or whatever, and I'll start that way. Yeah, it's a band that I've played with before, actually. So we are literally getting the band back together for this one. I'm very excited to see them again and be together because we just have such a good time, and I feel very lucky that we've got this to look forward to in the near future.
So this is going to be really exciting for everybody to get to do something really, really fun.
Yeah, and we do enjoy it. Like, these boys, that I pull them together not just because they're incredible players, which they're world class, but I pull them together so that we'll have a nice day. These things can be really stressful, and if you turn up and someone's in a bad mood, or if someone's just doesn't know how we work or how I work, because I'm very laid back in that environment, and some people like structure, and I have that, and I have discipline, and I want it to be really good, but I want everyone to have a good time, and therefore I am like horizontal with certain things. And I have worked with musicians and other performers over the years that don't work that way, and that's fine. That's just different. I wouldn't choose to then bring that energy into what can be a very full-on day. I want to be able to sit with them between the shows and have a Nando's and laugh about all the things that went wrong and get ready for the evening together. You know what I mean? It's important. It's just as important as their incredible playing,
Yeah, and hopefully, if that's what the energy is on stage, then the audience sat in the theatre or in the concert hall will feel the same way, and then everyone is having such a wonderful time.
Yeah, and it feeds back to me, and then we sort of bounce off of each other, and if any of those elements fall out of place, then it's not as good. And I've done enough of these sorts of things now to see that a mile away, and I nip it in the bud.
Yeah,
and I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. It's just boring. Absolutely. If it's not fun, what's the point?
And I love to ask this question to any kind of like a musical theatre performer doing a concert. And of course, you started out gigging, singing, and then going to musical theatre, and now you're doing concerts again. I wonder, what is the difference for you in performing on stage in a set, in costume, in character, when you're singing potentially even the same song, but as Lucie Jones? What is the difference there? Is there a difference? And which do you prefer, if you prefer one?
Yeah, that's a really good question. don't prefer one to the other. I have a different love for each of them. For example, She Used to Be Mine. I've sung that a million times. I've sung it so many times, and I've done it in character and I've done it out of character, but it's not a song that you can sing out of character, really.
Right.
Particularly if you know the role and it's in my bones. Jenna is part of me. She's my soul. So I can't sing that song without her being at the surface, and I can't even help it. I start singing the song, the music starts, and I'm on the couch and I've got that gut feeling, and he's just beaten the living daylights out of me, and I'm back there again, and it just happens that way. I try to do slightly alternative versions of songs if I'm doing them in a live environment. Not all the time. Some of them should not be messed with. She Used to Be Mine. I sing it differently time to time, but musically I'm not going to mess around with that because it's perfect. It is perfect. It's just the gift of a song. Whereas there are other songs in my rep that I like to do slightly differently. When I did a show in New York last month, and I did my amazing MD in New York, Jacob. I said to him with Dream to Dream, I was like, look, I've sung this song and everyone's heard this song a million times, and it is a perfect song. It's incredible. Can we do something slightly different with it today? And we stripped it right back, and I've got footage of it. I'll put it on my social media at some point. It's one of my favorite times that I've sung it alone, because I connected to it in a different way, and we didn't mean to. It was just, we were noodling around and we came up with this other version of it, and we can't recreate that. It's not going to be something that I'll pull now and I'll do everywhere. But I do like to do things differently, and the thing that I really love about gigging is it's a conversation. It's a partnership between myself and an audience, and I really like it to be that way. And I like speaking to the audience, and I like it when they speak back to me, and I like it when they're involved, and I like looking out and seeing familiar faces, whether they're my friends and family or whether they're people who've bought tickets to see me over the years and I've met them at stage door, or it's just it's a complete joy, and I love doing that. But also, I mean, to step into Elphaba's Act 2 dress and go on and sing No Good Deed, or to be in the bed dying in Les Mis as Fontaine, or there's nothing can compare to when you hit it and you get it right and everything lines up and the story goes well for you that day and you feel everything. It's amazing.
Moment.